Check this out. This application can take my webcam picture and turn me into a cartoon. Let me show you. I go for camera option, make sure that I pose right. All right, and let's cartoonize myself. Now, the fun part about this application is that I just described what I want to have, and Google AI Studio created everything for me, including the implementation and publication of the application. So let's give it a preview. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. There are also different styles, right? For example, vintage comic. Let's try this one for fun as well. Long story short is that with Gmail account or any Google account, to be honest, you can log into Google AI Studio and start building yourself by just describing what you want to have. Once you build a solution, you can test it out. You can improve that by talking with Gemini to improve the application, and you can even share the applications with others or download the source code if you want to. All right, let's check out the comic version. Yeah, that's fun as well. All right, so without further ado, watch this video to see more. To access Google AI Studio, navigate to aistudio.google.com. You can also use those two shortcuts, ai.studio or ai.dev. All right, without further ado, let's go to the tutorial. All right, once you're in the AI Studio, first of all, you can change in settings, theme, either light or dark theme, depending on which one you want. Now, on the left-hand side, we've got the menu. Home is where we are right now. Playground is the place when you can interact with the models directly. Build is the one we are going to check today with for vibe coding. Dashboard with some details about usage, potential API keys, etc., and link to the documentation. So in this case, let's navigate to build. And there are a couple of things you can do over here. You've got the gallery of already predefined apps you can test it out and modify further. Your applications, popular questions being asked with answers, and obviously start with the command line. Now you can go with I'm feeling lucky if you don't have any good idea for the application, or you can describe your idea over here. So for instance, let's say we want to have a, let's create an app that helps me learn how to type faster. It should have some predefined texts. And let's make it look nice with some coral reef theme. And you can go ahead and go with build option. You can attach some pictures. You can even use speech to text if you want to dictate what you want to create. And obviously you can change some settings first. So first of all, you can change the model. There are a couple of models you can use. Gemini 3 Flash will be the fast one. Gemini 3 Pro would be a slower one, but better for more complex tasks. And then you can also change the instructions template with React or Angular frameworks. So let's leave it as default and let's click build. On the left-hand side, you already can see that some files are being created, and it shouldn't take long. Usually this type of application with Gemini 3 Flash is being done under 1 minute, which is quite impressive if you think about it. On the right-hand side over here, you've got the preview tab. And once the application is ready, it's actually going to be rendered so you can preview how that looks like and interact with the application. So that's pretty neat. It not only creates the code, but it actually do the deployment for you where you can test the application and based on that, ask for some improvements, etc. All right, so we've got our application, the Great Barrier Reef. We've got some text and start typing to dive in. So let's try it out. Coral reefs are some of the most diverse ecosystems in the world. They are if I do some mistakes. So the error counter is rising when I do a mistake, so when I fix them, it's also being fixed, and word per minute is changing based on my speed, and it's updated when I write. That's pretty neat, right? That's good. It also added this AI topics explorer, so enter topic, biology, shipwrecks, etc. to generate practice. So let's try if we can generate practice about something else, like all right, I think there's a small bug when this is up, when this is active, I cannot change this field. So let's try to ask chat to fix it. It seems there is a bug in AI Topic Explorer. I cannot focus on that with my keyboard. The actual typing exercise is stealing the keyboard focus. Can you fix that? And hopefully we should see how Gemini Free Flash can, understand the application just created and propose the proper fix. All right, so the application is refreshed. Let's see if that's better. Text about yellow sea snakes. I'm not sure if yellow sea snakes exists, but hey, that's a good test, isn't it? Okay, and we've got a text about the yellow sea snake. That's perfect, and apparently maybe something like that exists. So let's try if the application still works. Yellow sea snakes or pelagic sea snakes are unique, blah blah. Okay, that works. Perfect. So you could go back and forth with the application, for instance, doing even the print screen and asking it to fix on the print screen. So here you can annotate up, for instance. You can select, let's say, this button, right? And you can put the annotation. Make this button more colorful, right? Let's do it like that. And please execute the changes. Let's send it. Add to chat the annotations we just created. And it should also, let me send it again. And it should also update the application based on the changes we just asked it to do. It will take a second, so let me speed up the video for a moment. All right, refreshing. And as you can see, this button is definitely more colorful. It even changes when I hover over it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we've got our application, right? We can go from preview tab to code tab and see all the code for all the files that have been created. We can actually edit them as well and see the changes in the preview as well. But what's really fun is that we could potentially copy the application. So for instance, we like this version, but we want to create like the alternate version and keep playing. You could redo some changes. You could download the application. I believe that's a zip file. You can sync that to GitHub, so to the code repository. You can deploy the application. That's great if you've got the integration with Google Cloud. You have pretty much one-click deployment to Cloud Run if you wish to. But something that you can do completely for free, and it's great, it's share the application. So you can click the share the application button, then decide to publish the application. Put the default to full screen, so whoever opens the link will not see the chat window. It will he or she will see the application in the full screen. And here is the URL that you can share with others. Now, you can do it like that, sharing that to anyone who has link, or you can go for advanced share permissions and actually specify, instead of anyone with the link, you can specify restricted people who can access your application. So it all depends who you want to share it with. Remember, when you share the application, that the person actually have also the access to source code. So let me share that again. Let me make it default to full screen. Let me copy the URL, and I will show you from another account how that looks like. So here's another account. If I access that link, I get the information that this app is from another developer. So that's pretty much the safety switch, right? If you receive such link, you want to understand who developed the app, continue to the application. And here we are, right? That's our application that we just created. So we can start typing, and that should work as fine. Coral reefs are some of the most diverse ecosystems in the world. All right, with some issues, I make a mistake on purpose, of course, on purpose. So you can see that those stats also works. Now, you notice that words per minute are only updated when I'm typing. So for example, if I start typing now, we should see a big decrease of the words per minute number. So let's try it. Are often called etc. Right. So that works fine. The update is only when you type. You could potentially probably ask chat to, definitely change that if you wish to. There are some different text out of the box as well, which is great. And you can use this AI Topic Explorer to create the text on some other topics. For example, baby shark themed story. Oh, I got the typo in story, but hopefully it will understand. Let's see if that works. Now, that might take a bit longer because it actually connects to generative AI model and creates that for us. We've got Baby Shark lives in the deep blue sea with his family, etc. That works great. So, what else? Let me close that one, and you can definitely go with other applications as well, right? It's not only games. So for instance, you can create a game, create an application. So let's say an application that gives user option to upload picture and cartoonize it with Nano Banana. Give it like 2-3 options of cartoon style, right? So we can go with this one. And let's see what will happen here. Not to waste your time, I speed up the video, but the build takes around 40 seconds or so. All right, cool. So this application actually have an camera access possibility. You could definitely go ahead and ask chat to remove the camera option, but I like it. So let's try to use this one. Let's see how I can do that. If I click this one, it opens for the new picture, but I guess I'm not sure. Let's ask the chat. It seems the app has webcam option, but I do not see the button to actually take a snapshot from my webcam. Can you add this? All right, let's see what it will figure out. This also takes a few seconds, so I will speed up the video once again. All right, and the app is refreshed, and right now I can see I've got upload option and camera as well. So let me go for camera. Let me allow my camera footage. Let me change it a little bit. Yeah, that's me. So let's capture this frame. All right, and let's try with 3D adventure, why not? So let's cartoonize this one. Okay, I think the effect is quite nice, isn't it? Let me just maybe increase a little bit the size so you can see it better. Yeah, it's definitely cartoonized. I like my eyes. Yeah, so definitely, but Nano Banana is great as well. But what I'm trying to say is Google AI Studio, I think it's the easiest way to get you started with vibe coding. All you need is a proper Gmail account so you can log into the page. And once you do it for the first time, it also asks you to give it permission for your Google Drive to save the files, because those applications files are actually stored in your Google file, in your Google Drive, and you're all set, right? You can definitely play with that. Now, one thing that I didn't mention, at the end, you can see there's also the switch to API key for your app. So some of the APIs, especially around video creation and more advanced image creation, are not free, right? So for those, you would need to assign an API key, which is assigned to a billing account, etc., etc. But those are only for the more advanced options you try to create. So chances are you do not need this option. And if you ever do, it will not switch automatically. You have to actually click it. You have to set it up, so you don't have to worry about it too much. All right, so thank you for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you create something interesting. If you've got something you want to share with me, please let me know. I'm really curious what you're gonna build. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.